What is up, guys? It's Homie. Today we'll be doing a Pinterest Oreo Lollipop Halloween treat tutorial. Alright, first of all, we'll need some candy melts. The Wilton brand is pretty good. However, the Cakepop is a way better brand. The double stuffed Oreos are what you're going to need. If you have regular Oreos, I'll show you how to use those. Parchment paper, popsicle sticks, pop bags, and ribbon, 1/4 inch. Alright, you also need something to melt your candy melts in. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do the white first. You can put the wafers in the melter, but what I like to do, I like to break them up. It melts them a lot faster. Alright, grab your Oreos, and if you have this problem with your parchment paper, just flip it over. Alright, grab some popsicle sticks and start skewing your popsicles. If you have this problem right here where they come apart, you can put some candy melt in the middle and it'll act like an adhesive. Don't put too much though. Alright, just slowly twist and push into the center. Now if they break, do not fret. You can always fix them with some candy melt. Don't worry, the cracks won't be noticeable. Alright. See, I'm just placing it right into the middle, about maybe 3/4 of the way. If it cracks, as long as it doesn't come apart, do not worry. Alright, the first one going in, and I'm doing the dip and pull method. As you can see right here, it fell apart, so do not worry. All you have to do is just take off the excess candy melt and then just place it on the parchment paper, and I'll show you how to fix it. All you have to do now is just get some candy melt on a skewer or a popsicle stick and just basically just fill in the gaps. Look how nice that one looks. Now if there's any gaps around the Oreo, then you can just fill them in with a bamboo skewer or a popsicle stick or toothpick. Now I'm using the dip and pull method here. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just dipping the Oreo into the candy melt, pulling away from it. This way I can fill in the bottom portion of the Oreo. Just like that. Alright, before I do anything else, I'm going to use these sprinkles that I bought, and I'm going to use the biggest sprinkles I have for eyes. What we're going to do here is we're going to make these 3 pops into mummies. Now you can go and buy bigger eyes and place them on there, but I just decided to be creative and just use these. Now if you want, you can create textures using your finger or a fork or any other object, and just create a texture that suits you and makes your Oreo pop unique. I decided to go with the orange and black theme for most of my pops, being that it's Halloween. Alright, those 2 I'm gonna save. I'm gonna put to the side. Now I'm done covering my Oreos with white candy melt. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a Ziploc bag to show you how easy it is to decorate. If you can't find these icing bags to decorate, then I recommend using a Ziploc bag. Make sure you take out all the air from the Ziploc bag, and do the same with the icing bag. Make sure you tie the top and place it in hot water so it won't get hard. Now the rest of the candy melt inside the melter, all you have to do is just take as much as you can out, place it onto a piece of parchment paper, then spread it out. Once you spread it out, you can go ahead and fold the parchment paper in half. When you fold the parchment paper in half, you can use some of the candy melt to actually glue the parchment paper shut, almost kind of like an envelope. Once it's dry, you can break it up, reuse it, or use it to decorate any other treats that you may have. I decided to use orange, but as you can see here, it just wasn't working for me. It wasn't melting as good as the other. I decided to put a plate over the top to keep the heat in. It thinned it out a little bit. However, it still didn't really work for me the way I wanted to. It kept pulling my Oreos apart because it was too heavy and just too thick. So I decided to use the double stuff. And the double stuff are the ideal Oreo to use. All you have to do is just shove it in about 3/4 of the way. A lot of times you won't even have that issue of it coming apart or breaking. Now, as you can see, even though I used the double stuff, it still didn't cover as well as I would have liked. But I'm doing my best now to just cover it up, and I'm gonna decorate it with some sprinkles to mask its ugliness. You really can't mess up with these Oreo Pops because no matter what you do, they're still gonna come out looking awesome. Alright, next I'm gonna do the black. The black melted nice and smooth, so I was able to knock out quite a few Oreo Pops. I just started decorating it with sprinkles. I left about 4 blank just so I can use the white candy melts to make a design. The design I'm going to make here is going to be a spiderweb, so I need to make sure and do a test run on the back of a plate or on the side of the parchment paper to see if I have the right thickness. Looks like I do, so I'm going to make the spiderwebs. Basically all I'm doing is I'm just making lines, just crossing it out like a pie or pizza. And then all you have to do then is just make a imperfect circle in the middle and on the outside. Make sure you follow through from one side to the other so that way you won't have thick pieces of candy melt just like I do in the middle here. If you do, you can always thin it out using a toothpick, or you could just leave it the way it is. I decided to leave it the way it was because I felt that people were able to articulate exactly what I was doing here. Now I'm going to show you how to use the Ziploc method of icing. Alright, so I'm going to use the black for my mummy. And all you have to do is just draw lines back and forth as so. Now here I'm just going to just make a bunch of random lines and use different colors. Here I heated up the orange that I had left over and I decided to use it on some of the pops. After you made your design, you can sprinkle it. Here I decided to use white for this mummy. I really didn't like the way it came out. I was hoping that it would look a lot nicer. I really prefer the black. Here I just decided to use a bunch of different colors and just do a bunch of different squiggly lines. Then I decided to cover it with sprinkles. Be creative, make your own designs, make each pop unique. I try not to make the same design on every single Oreo pop, just so that way each Oreo pop is unique and special for each person that you give them to. Now that they're dried, we're gonna go ahead and place them in these pop bags. I didn't use the ribbon it came with because it was really flimsy and I didn't really care too much for the white. So I decided to buy my own. You're going to need about 12 to 14 inches of ribbon to make your bow. It's basically like tying your shoes. You make a loop and then you go underneath and pull through. Just like that. Very simple. I'll go ahead and show it to you up close. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and loop. Instead of going under and over, I'm gonna go over and then under. And then through. Just like tying your shoe. Once you get your loops out, you want to tighten them up and then pull the slack out to make your bow the right size. If you have this problem where you have loose ends hanging off of your rolls, then you can use a rubber bracelet to hold them. I find it to be a lot easier to do it this way. There you have it, guys. Your Oreo Lollipop Halloween treats. These would be great to hand out to family and friends during Halloween, or to make them for yourself. I hope you had fun watching this video as much as I did making these Oreo Pops. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. For other DIY videos, click here.